Of all the proposed options, the two-state solution remains the best for coexistence in the Holy Land. Furthermore, as outlined in UN Resolution 194, Israel and Palestine should be two recognized states living side by side with recognized borders. In the Israel-Palestine conflict, over the ownership of East Jerusalem, we often hear theological claims from both sides based on the Bible and the Quran and Hadith. Lashana Hababarusaleim next year in Jerusalem. For centuries, this phrase has been uttered with hope every Jewish Passover, particularly during their diaspora since the destruction of the Holy Temple by General Titus of Rome in 70 AD. Ancient Jewish sources, Megilat Ta'anit scroll of fasts, highlight the significance of the 9th day of Av Hebrew, or Tisha B'Av, as a day of mourning for Jews due to the fall of the Holy Temple. For 2,000 years, Jews worldwide have yearned to return to Jerusalem, especially to Beyt HaMiqdas, even though only the Western Wall physically remains. While Christians may not share the same emotional connection, as Jews, Golgotha is a crucial historical site for Christianity, though not a theological obligation to pilgrimage. Similarly, for Muslims, the position of Al-Quds Jerusalem ranks third after the two holy cities Al-Haramain, Mecca and Medina. Islam's historical connection with Jerusalem began during the time of Umar, not from the Prophet's era, except for events related to the meta-historical incident of Isra Miraj. Historical records beyond the scriptures show the existence of both Israel and Palestine in the Holy Land for centuries. The nation of Israel is mentioned in the ancient hieroglyphs of Pharaoh Merempta 1213 to 1203 BC. Israel is desolate. Its seed is no more. Furthermore, Israel as a state is cited in the Moabite stone 850 BC, mentioning Omri, king of Israel. Like Israel, ancient historical records outside the Bible mention the Philistines, noted by the ancient historian Herodotus for 50 BC, though not as a nation. The modern term Palestine Arabic, Palestinian corresponds to the Hebrew word plistim, first mentioned in the Torah, Genesis 10:13 to 14, as descendants of Casluim. Additionally, Philistines inhabited 5 ancient cities: Pentapolis, Gaza, Ashkelon, Asht, Ekron, and Gath, spanning from the Gaza Valley to the Yarkon River. The Septuagint abbreviated LXX, a Greek translation of the Bible from the 3rd century BCE, translates Philistines in various ways. In several 70 verses, plistim is sometimes transliterated as Philistim, Genesis 21 to 34, Helena's Isaiah 9:11, Greeks, and Alephiloi 1 Sam 31 to 1, other nations. The plural form plistim indeed refers to more than one group, such as Plistium Mekaft or Amos 9 to 7, Philistines from Kaftor, and Yosabe Febel Hayam Kredum Zeph 2 to 5, inhabitants of the coastal region, people of Crete, seemingly referring to inhabitants of Crete from the Aegean region of Greece. In Jeremiah 47 4 to 5, the Philistines are mentioned as Plistim Searidai Kaftor, Philistines who came from Kaftor, indicating that in the eyes of the Jews, they were foreigners. In some LXX verses, they are referred to as Alephili, other nations. Nevertheless, the Bible also mentions Canana Eretz Plistim Zeph 2 to 5, Canaan, the land of the Philistines. So, although the Holy Land was given to the children of Israel, Joshua 13 to 2 to 3, the Philistines occupied it before the Israelites during Joshua's time. Furthermore, historically, Israel existed as a nation since the time of David and Solomon, but its territory varied over time. The kingdoms of David and Solomon ruled a united Israel, but post-Solomon, the nation split into two, Israel and Judah. After the Babylonian exile, the Hasmonean dynasty led Judah, followed by Roman occupation, culminating in the diaspora after the fall of the Holy Temple in 70 AD. The Israel-Palestine issue cannot be viewed solely through religious claims, therefore, despite its difficulty, a solution must be sought through international law and a humanitarian approach. Various peace efforts have been made since World War I, when the Ottoman Turkish Caliphate lost the war and had to cede all its territorial authority to the victors, namely England and its allies. In 1917, the Balfour Declaration announced support for a homeland for the Jewish people in the Holy Land. The strong rejection by the Arab community in Palestine erupted everywhere. In 1937, the Peel Commission proposed the formation of two states, Israel and Palestine. The proposal was accepted by the majority of Jewish leaders, but vehemently rejected by the Arab community in Palestine. Martin Gilbert, 2011-20. In 1947, through Resolution 181-2, better known as the Palestinian Partition Plan, the UN again proposed a two-state solution, with Jerusalem as a corpus separatum, not under the authority of either state. The Vatican supported the resolution, maintaining the special status of the Holy City of Jerusalem. The separation plan was accepted by Jewish leaders, but once again rejected by Arab and Palestinian leaders, opposing any division of the Holy Land and rejecting the existence of the State of Israel in that territory. However, in the midst of the power vacuum during this transition period, based on Resolution 181, Israel seized the initiative and declared its independence on May 14, 1948. The next day, Israel was immediately attacked by Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Jordan, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia. Israel emerged victorious and gained over 50% more territory than stipulated in the UN Partition Plan. Subsequently, there were the Six-Day War Hebrew, Melamet Sheshet Hayamim in 1967, and the Yom Kippur War Hebrew, Melamet Yom Kippur in 1973, followed by a series of prolonged conflicts that are still ongoing, despite ongoing diplomatic efforts by both parties. Of all the proposed options, the two-state solution remains the best for coexistence in the Holy Land. Furthermore, as outlined in UN Resolution 194, Israel and Palestine should be two recognized states living side by side with recognized borders. The difficulty in achieving the peace process is partly due to the perception that Israel has no right to exist in the Holy Land.